All right, Thomas, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. Fantastic. How about yourself? You good?
Yeah, I'm doing all good. Had a great day today. And yeah, just so for the people watching this quick interview, Thomas is one of my best case studies. He went from spending about $300 a day on ads and not getting much results to spending nowadays more than $2,000 a day on ads. And today I'm gonna do this quick interview so he can give us his feedback about his experience working with me and working with Fuel of Growth. So, Thomas, are you up for the challenge?
Let's do it. Let's
Awesome.
do it.
Great. So, can you first start by giving us a quick background about yourself, a quick intro about what you do and the service that you offer to people?
Very simple. I was an average student when I was in bachelor, and I got accepted into the best business school in Europe, the best business school in the world for early career master program. And I decided to help people do the same. So students that were ambitious, that wanted to reach the very top business school. So we built an agency around this offer. We scaled it so now it's been 3 years, 2 years and a half, 3 years that we're doing Meme Prep. And I would say we were stuck for a long time for the second year at like 60, 70, 90K pounds cash collected. And I knew that ads was something that was always very, very important for us to scale. And we tried quite a lot of growth operator, to be honest, and quite a lot of different funnel, different system, different setters, et cetera, et cetera. And now I'm very excited and very happy because I think we might have finally have a system that really is scalable.
Epic. That's great. Thank you for the intro. So, what's your offer price point that you're selling? Can you tell the viewers?
The average SaaS ticket at Meme Prep is going to be £7,000. And we have people, spending between 5K to all the way to 12K pounds. And the average SaaS ticket is going to be £7,000.
What about the tickets that you sell in the United States? Because you've got an offer specific to the US, right?
Yeah, it's 12K pounds, so which is like 14, 15K dollars.
Okay, great. So, Thomas, first question is, what was your business like before we started working together?
So the business in terms of lead flow, everything was coming from organic, which is good because the CAC, the cost of execution, is very low, but at the same time, it can be very inconsistent. And I would say the business was hovering like between 40K pounds cash collected on a month to like, I would say an average of like 70, 80K. And we done 1 month at 90K, but that was a good month. So yeah, that was the level I would say, like, in like last year up until like November, December. And yeah, so I would say 40 to 70 average, 80K average, and then 1 month 90K pounds. But yeah.
Very good numbers in the first place. But I think you said that your lead flow was inconsistent because of organic and the fact that you were using LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. And my next question is, so what had you tried before to fix the fact that your lead flow was inconsistent?
To be honest, I think so appointment setting system in place, Facebook ads, SEO. We also tried GPT SEO. We tried a lot of things, but I think the way we were doing it was very, like a bit in the dark and without like proper guideline and proper like action plan. And that's why, and also in terms of like ad spend, we were not, I would say, like that into it, that invested. We were spending like, $200, 300, maximum $400 a day, which is not that much, to be honest, if we want to have result with this price point. And then we were like just, trying a bit. It was not working very well. So trying another funnel. But I would say the learning curve was very low. And that's why we were stuck for a long time for these numbers. And I think there's so many agency owners that are like, stuck in this 50 to 100K benchmark.
Remember when you had that discussion at dinner about starting to work together? So during that discussion, what made you finally take the jump and wanting to launch the funnel that I had mentioned at the time and start, scaling your budgets to eventually spending $2,000 a day on paid ads?
First of all, I think every agency, it's very good to have organic. Of course, it's going to be the basic, but I think the real way to scale from 500K to 1 million to 2 million a month is ads and ads only. So every serious agency owner need to actually understand scaling an offer through ads. So that was always in the back of my mind. And that's why we tried different growth operator in the past. But why I wanted to work specifically with you, because first of all, you had like super good track record for your e-commerce success. And also because I really think that you have a very, very high touch, personalized way of approaching an offer. And you're really trying to deep dive in the offer, trying to understand what's the philosophy of the company instead of trying to replicate something that, worked for another offer, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that this approach that you had and the real understanding of how do we add value to our client was the differentiator. And of course also, and I think this is very important, is because I think we work very, very well together in the sense of like, it's always a pleasure to have you on call every day, your high energy, like, I'm trying to be really like on high frequency all over the team, for the dialer, for the setter, for the closer. We're trying to do, like ×2, ×3 every month. We need to have super high energy. And I think this is definitely something you add to the team. And for me, this is also one of the reasons we're very successful now. So a lot of reasons, but yeah.
Okay, 100%. I appreciate that very, very much. And what you said about the, having a high touch, personalized way of approaching offers, I think it's pretty much essential if you want to get good results for any offer. So the QLM system, the funnel that I've developed, it might be adaptable to every offer, but it's like the devil is in the details, right? You need to be able to hone in on the details of each offer in order to make it work. And I'm very happy that it worked really well with yours. And you mentioned that any serious agency owner has to do paid ads in order to scale and reach those, the $1 million a month mark. Would you say that it's only applicable to agency offers or also consultants, like consulting offers? Because your offer is pretty much a consulting offer as well. So consulting offers and coaching offers, would you say that it's this in the same universe?
To be honest, I think any business needs to understand ads and have like a system in place, like a proper acquisition system. And for me, you can make money with organic, but it's really like, random. It's going to be the algorithm is going to change. You're going to place a setter. Then you do like the story on Instagram for some time it can work. But like if you really want to do search business and scale something, like you're never going to scale something to 250K to 500K a month just by doing TikTok. It can work. 1 month, 500K. You can do 2 months, 500K. But if you don't understand ads, it's impossible to do 500K month after month without the proper system.
So would you say that paid ads are essential to having predictable paid, growth in your company?
100%. And I think even like for a business owner, it really offers peace of mind in the sense of like, I know that if the funnel is working or a certain money is spent, I will have a certain number of calls. And I know that my closers and me, we know the offer and we have a product market fit already. So we're going to get all my money back. It's not about like, you're putting like money into YouTube, you're doing some video, then like it's way more predictable.
Awesome. So yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you on that. And can you give us a quick overview? So you gave us a quick overview of your before state, so the numbers that you were pulling during, running only your organic funnels. And can you explain to the viewers the numbers that you were able to hit thanks to the funnel that we've put in place for your offer?
100%. So like for the month of March, I was closing by myself. And basically we done 200K cash collected, a bit less than 200K cash collected in 3 weeks. So I went to Japan for 1 week of holidays and everything. So I chilled. And I think we could have done like at least 250 on the month of March. And then the month of April, basically the goal is to do at least 400K because we got 2 closers coming because I got, simply too many calls to take on myself. So yeah, the goal is to do 100K every week once this was the like a good month last year. So yeah, I'm very, very hopeful, very excited for the following. And I think, once again, we have a clear path to, I would say 400K, but also to 600K, 800K a month. It's just going to be about, the person that we have in place, the system, but the funnel right now is finally working. It's a big, 0 to 1 that we've done with you. And I think it's one of the most important things.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And you said that you had, a big amount of calls to manage. And a lot of growth operators and agencies out there, they promise calls to clients, but the quality isn't always there. And sometimes the people on the calls don't even show up. So can you give us a feedback about the quality of the calls that you did receive thanks to the system that we've put in place?
And I think, and also this is like a main advantage of working with you, is that you really have like a deep involvement in the team, and that you will coach and give feedback to the dialer and to the setters so that they work in the best way possible with the funnel in place. And that's why we have like feedback session, and that's why the dialer script will be adapted to the funnel. And that's the reason that we have something that really, really makes sense. So for now, all the person that we have on call are pre-framed. So they watch at least 1 or 2 videos. We know that they want to take action. So we know that they want to apply to business school this year or next year, that they are in a position financially to join the program. And that's very, very important. They come with the parents. So I know that if I got like 5 calls, I can close at least 2. And if I don't close 1, I'm bad. Right? Like for my closing rate, and of course I'm the founder and everything, but like my closing rate on the month of March was about like 45%, which is very, very high. And even at 10%, 15%, we would have been profitable.
That's amazing. And by the way, when Thomas says that he needs parents on the call, it's because they're the decision makers in your offer most of the time, right? Because you're selling consulting packages to students, and usually students don't always have the budget.
The real client are the parents, because they are the one to pay at the end of the day.
Great, epic. And you mentioned that you've pretty much nearly collected 200K in cash in the month of March, because you took 3 weeks of taking the sales calls and 1 week off in Japan, right?
Yeah, basically 70K almost every week for 3 weeks.
That's amazing. But that was my question. My question is, can you show to the people what you've bought in Japan thanks to the cash that you've collected in March?
Got it on the wrist actually. Yeah, this is a new addition on the collection.
In the collection, it's
like that
amazing.
Daytona 2023, but yeah, but that's cool. And like hopefully in less than 3 months, we're gonna have like another one. But yeah,
We're gonna upgrade it, right?
100%.
Epic. Thank you for sharing that. Now I got another question. So, were you at any point skeptical before working with me, or do you have any concerns before we started the process?
So to be honest, I think that I did not have that much concern, because I think that, on this type of offer, you need to try things. And like, I really think a lot of entrepreneurs are going to be stuck because they're like, oh, like this is like 5K or 10K or 15K. I think that if you really want to scale, and if you want to do something that doesn't exist, you need to step out of your comfort zone. So the fact that you're hesitating in the first place, this is why so many people are stuck at 50K, 100K. So many people. And I think you need to be, first of all, okay with the idea of like just spending money to try things. That's the first thing. And number 2 is going to be like, of course, you want to do it with the best person and, with the most tailored person to your case, but there's a part of risk that you need to take, right? And I think the real thing that you lose is, for example, me, is like why we did not started with ads like last year, right? I lost like 1 million, like on just because we postponed the establishment of the funnel, we postponed the hire of like of a new dialer, et cetera. And I think like looking back, my deepest regret was this, like, we should have worked, earlier together. But like, like for real, I think like there's never a perfect condition. There's never like 100%. I'm sure. No, business is business. Business is uncertain. There's never perfect condition. You need to step out of your comfort zone. You don't know what's gonna be the funnel, et cetera. You need to take action. And I think I was very, I tried like so many growth operators that did not work before. So I was like, okay, let's just try again. And, it work with you.
In my opinion, that's really one of your best personality traits, because you're someone that's very hungry, and once we tell you to do something, you implement it right away. Like, I've had days where I gave scripts to Thomas in the morning to record ads, and by the end of the afternoon, the scripts were already recorded and into production to be ready to be launched the next day. So that's something that I really appreciate about you, and I think that's a very, very good way of approaching business, the way you think.
Speed.
Because time is really money at the end of the day, and I think we can expose
100%. 100%. Like, I mean, to be super like transparent and for the viewers as well, Right now we're printing like 14 to 21K pounds a day. 48 hours is a lot of money for me. Like 72 hours is a lot of money for me. And that's why I like all the person that will hesitate and, oh, I need to think about it next week. Like what do you want to do? Do you want to do 500K a month or do you want to do 50K? That's it, and for me, like, that's why, hesitation is important. It's important to have like, take the best decision, but you never have like perfect condition. At some point, you just need to step out of the comfort zone and try new things.
100%. Completely agree with you on that. And I want to jump on a point. So before you were doing organic, so you were spending a lot of time creating content, right?
Yeah,
Because-
lot, yeah.
And now we know that your time is pretty expensive. Would you say that thanks to ads, you had to spend less time doing content and less time working in the business? And now we've got more time to work on the business because you're not always in front of the camera anymore?
100%. 100%. Like, now I can spend more time to actually coach people that are in the business, so dialer, closer. I can actually think about partnership with international school. I can actually think about, so we're developing another company that is for human resources. So we know help people get into top banks and top consulting firm, and we help top banks and consulting firm to hire better students. So this is something that, I can dedicate more time on. And yeah, like, for me, 80-70% of my time before was organic. And I was like, okay, I need to have like 100K followers, 200K followers, but it's so random. Like, it's so, it's so inconsistent, so random. Like, sometimes you put that input, you have this output. It's like, it's what I like with ads is like, you put 2K, you get 8, you do it again and again and again, and that's it.
And you have a predictable way of forecasting revenue. 100%. So what would you say has changed within the first 2 to 3 weeks of running the funnel compared to your old life before having the QLM system in place? By the way, the system that we've implemented for you, I've named it the QLM system. Now you know.
Before the QLM system, it was really like, for example, like I would not have 4 or 5 calls a day, maybe like 2, maybe 3, maybe like 6, but I need to disqualify like 3 of them, so I'm wasting my time. And then because you're taking 6 calls, you don't have more time to do other stuff. And for me now, like, I know that the call I close right now that are booked at the end of the funnel, there's a high probability that we close them. And that's why, like, when I show up to a call, I'm always like, good energy, good mood, because I know that they're like, the prospect that we have, the quality is going to be very high.
Awesome. So less stress too, right?
100% less stress, more predictability, and, more energy that you give to the people that are actually in a position to become a client, which I think is very good, because so many persons waste their time on, very bad prospect. And when they have a very good prospect, they're going to be super tired because they done like 6 calls before with time wasters, and they don't have the, the time and the mental space to actually dedicate a lot of value to this good prospect.
That's super powerful what you just said there.
And I think a lot of agents are stuck at like, this below 100K a month benchmark. They are basically doing this.
We know that we've, implemented a new framework when it comes to cash collection, giving a little bit less time to the prospects to make a decision when it comes to the payment. And how would you say that helped your business?
This framework, to be honest, really is one of the things that really changed a lot of things, because with ads, we really need to have a framework that works every time. Like, we cannot do a lot of follow-up, first of all, because we have way more calls. So we cannot do like, 20 follow-ups a day. We cannot, because we're going to lose so much money just in the follow-up. And also there's, in terms of like when we close, it's super bad to leave someone or prospect with no clear action step. And that's why I think this framework really, really helps us taking a cold lead to like a neutral lead to a close in less than 72 hours. Like that was like, for us, it's really, really something that changed everything. And also in terms of quality of the client, this is something that really was a game changer. So now, like, for the viewers, we have a framework that is in place, in the sense of like, we only work with action takers. We only work with people that takes the decision in 48 hours. And for cash collection, for us, is way better. And also for the result, because the people that actually work with us are going to be people that are highly coachable and super responsive. And that's why we have better result, better prices, and better overall program. Like, it's going to be better for the client, better for us. That's game changer.
That's
Yeah.
basic. It's true that increasing the quality of clients makes life so much easier. And working with you, by the way, has been very, very enjoyable as well because you're one of those very good clients that I appreciate working with.
100%.
Well,
100%.
great,
We want
great.
to go to the moon. That's it.
Exactly. It's the moon or nothing, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Awesome. So now I'm going to ask you a quick series of questions about your experience. Feel free to respond quickly or give more details if you want. Cool. So what surprised you the most about working with me and the overall process?
You have the ability to understand an offer very, very quickly. Like me, I'm working in a very niche universe, so business school application in Europe for early career program. The quality of the script that you gave me from 48 hours after the first call was already very, very good. And I'm telling you this because, we have a lot of people that we onboard, setters, closer, etc. Sometimes they take like week just to understand like what's going to be the difference between GRE and GMAT, what's going to be the difference between ESCP in Europe or, LBS in London, etc., etc. And the first version of ads that you've done was super, super good from the start. And for me, that really, really reassured me because there's so many people that are like, growth operator. They don't understand what they're talking about. They don't take the time to actually, deep dive in the offer and try to add value. They say, okay, like, this worked for someone else. Just copy this, do this, and that's it. And I think it's really like, in 48 hours, you are in the business. You are in the team. You need the dialer, you need the setter, you need the closer, you need the CEO. I energy on every call. 72 hours, I was seeing result. Like 96 hours, 1 week, we were seeing result. And that for me, I was like, this is impressive. I was like, okay, I'm going to give you 2 months. Maybe we'll see in 2 months. No, 1 week after, I was like, okay, Amin needs to be in the team.
Epic. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think that, it's essential. It's super essential to be quick when it comes to working with a new client and launching the funnel and offer quick. So yeah, appreciate you on that. And how hands-on would you say the process was? So how much of your time did it involve? And did you appreciate the fact that pretty much 75% of the work was done for you instead of, just me explaining you stuff and letting you do the whole thing yourself?
As I said earlier, my time is very valuable. We're trying to, transform my time even more valuable. But yeah, like I really, really like the approach of like, I was just doing like, you're giving me some task. We were like doing the task and then next day we got a call and that's it. And then I know that you're going to take like, 1 hour and a half of my time this week, 2 hours of my time this week, and that's it. And then once I have like an adopt or question and everything, you were super fast on like, WhatsApp or Slack, and that's it. And that's why the same thing goes to you in the sense of like, you really work with speed. This is something like, you see Alex, me, all the person in the team, we reply like in 20 minutes max, right?
Yes.
We have like this, and he was like, okay, cool. 2 days, 3 days, we already have result.
Super quick, super quick. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Speed, super important.
So one of the last questions is, if a friend asked you what it would be to work with Amin, with myself, what would you reply?
I would say, honestly, I think it's not for everyone in the sense of like, if you are someone very ambitious, which I am as well. So I don't think that people that wants to, get in a comfort zone and do things like they were doing before, like it's for them. I think there's definitely like a lot to learn in terms of learning curve, in terms of information to take on and everything. And in terms of it, like speed to execution, it's a lot. But actually, if you want to go to the moon, and if you actually want to have very, very quick result and very, very big result, I think you're the guy. And just to give an anecdote to the people that are watching this video, me in my head, I was like, yeah, maybe in 6 months, we're going to spend 3,000 like euros a day on ads. 2 weeks in with Amin, we were spending 3,000. So just to tell you about the speed and expectation, yeah, Amin is definitely an ambitious individual, and I think this is this is not for everyone. But if you really actually want to have results, then that's the right way.
Now, on my personal funnel, what I promise to prospects is that within 2 weeks, they're going to have their ads launched and get their first client signed within the first week of running ads. So by the 3rd weeks of launching everything. Would you say it's a realistic timeline, or am I completely bullshitting everyone?
It's a very realistic timeline. Yeah, it's a very, very realistic timeline.
Awesome. So last question is, if someone was on the fence about working with me, what would you tell them?
Honestly, and I'm telling you this because I've seen people doing 1 million a month. I've seen people doing 500K a month. I've seen people doing 50K a month. Like, I would say the main difference between these three guys is not going to be the knowledge or the value that they give to client, etc. It's really speed to execution. It's really like, okay, I know we live in a certain environment. Do I actually take action or not? And, you know, your risk profile in like investing 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 25,000 into a program. And I can tell you that the 500K or the 1 million agency owner is just going to try things like, you know, every day. And that's like, you know, you talk to me, I think in 3 days we were working together. And then the week after we were just like, we were starting to make money together. Right. And hopefully I was not, I would say like I was 2 years ago, for example, I was like, oh, you know, 5,000, 10,000 is a lot of money, 15,000 is a lot of money. I need to allocate it well, take the risk, go, you know, in 1 week it works. In 1 week, if it doesn't work, at least you learn a lot of things and that's it. But I think like the worst mistake for an entrepreneur is to say, oh yeah, I don't want to step out of my comfort zone. This is the way I do things. No. If you want to 2 to 500 a month, you need to, it's going to be painful. It's going to be, you're going to learn new things. You're going to put yourself into question. And that's part of the process.
100%. So it's very important to have that abundance mindset, right?
100%. 100%. Hesitation and, you know, slow speed is actually what makes you waste a lot of time and lose the most money if you look at your career as an entrepreneur.
Totally agree, and a very, very good way of wrapping up this interview. Well, Thomas, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your kind words. Would you say if anyone has any questions about your experience, can they text you or send you a quick message?
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Like I can definitely like voice note. I'm very busy all day, but like, you know, I'll take the time.
That's so nice of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And I will tell them if we actually do 400K a month in April.
Right.
But,
It's written. It's written already. You know, we'll hit that.
1 million for 2027. 100%.
Epic. Thank you so much, Thomas. Thank you to the viewers for watching this. And yeah, we'll connect on our next second call.
Thank you so much, guys.
Peace.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, Damien. Bye.